Hold on, I gotta pick the right one. I'm all discombobulated. What's going on over here? Where's it at? There it is. Okay, we got it. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? We were a little off, a little discombobulated. I had to find the actual slide and scene because it just wasn't working properly. But regardless, welcome to another episode of Nicktendo Direct Now. You guys know who it is. It's me, your boy, Nicktendo Direct, and we got some news to talk about today. There's some good, solid, exciting news, and we're gonna talk a little bit of Xbox, a lot of Nintendo, and then we're gonna talk. One of my favorite topics, Mass Effect. Apparently, that's still a thing, so we're gonna talk about that, and then of course we're gonna do Why YouTube with the special guest, which, by the way, he hasn't been on a podcast in like a month. Yeah. But special guest Super Andrew, what's going on, man?
Hey man, how are you? I'm good. How's everyone doing?
And I hope everybody's doing great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling mighty fine. Fake Mate, I see you stitched. And we got Mighty Ryan. What's going on? We got 9 people watching. I appreciate all y'all for being here. So like I said, it's gonna be a good newsy news type of day. Yeah, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the quick hitters. Oh man, so first bit of news. This news is a little entertaining, and it's not really entertaining. It's actually, I like the news. So Star Wars Battlefront. Let me quote this way: EA Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let's get it correct, because it's not just Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's EA Star Wars Battlefront 2 is now entering EA Access in the Vault. Just in time for the Geonosis DLC, which is dope, because that was the one I actually wanted to play the most, was the Geonosis DLC with Obi-Wan Kenobi and the battle for Geonosis, so that's a plus. So there you go. I mean, this game has been controversial, let's just say that much, because with the loot boxes and the roller coaster and this and that, and so yeah, if you want to play Battlefront 2, then there you go. You go ahead and play. If you have EA Access, go ahead and cop it. Next bit of quick hitter news. We've been talking about this for at least a few days now. We talked about this in the podcast. I talked about this Tuesday. The rumors that there was going to be another Zelda game in 2019, and that the Game Informer producer, director, editor, whatever he is on the podcast was talking that there would be a Zelda game coming sooner rather than later, and people were kind of talking about that and saying, oh, it's going to be a new Zelda game, and then the rumor that it was going to be Skyward Sword. Well, apparently Nintendo has no fans. They don't have Nintendo has no plans to release Skyward Sword on the Nintendo Switch. So who's lying? That's my question about these things, because usually, who is lying about these things? And so the guy from Game Informer, I wouldn't say he would have any reason to lie about something coming sooner rather than later, but you never know. And so next bit of quick hitter, and you know what, I didn't put this in here, but Obsidian. So if everybody doesn't know who Obsidian Entertainment is, they have been recently purchased by Microsoft. They are now part of Microsoft Studio lineup, and so Microsoft has announced the purchase of like nameless studios. I mean, it was like 5, 6, 7. It was quite a bit. And so Obsidian says that they will be announcing their new game here pretty soon. And so I think it's going to be the Game Awards or sometime next year. But Obsidian will be announcing what they're working on. So Game Awards come around. I think Xbox is going to have. Andrew, I got to be honest with you. I think Xbox is going to have a big role in the Game Awards. Like the way it's
for sure. I think so as well.
Like it just seems that way because Jeff Keighley coming out and saying, "Oh well, it's going to be more than 10 games announced, more than 10 brand new games announced." I just feel like Microsoft would be the one to do that. You know what I mean? So there you go. There's that. Look on for that one. Speaking of Microsoft, ooh, we just got a sub. Lionheart, thank you so much for that sub. Appreciate you. So continuing on the Xbox news here, the quick hitter news. So check this out, man. Xbox is now putting up job listings already for the next gen project Scarlett, is what they're calling it. And I mean, so we're gearing up here for the next gen, everybody. We're gearing up. So it's coming here sooner rather than later. We got Sony skipping out at E3.
Yep.
And so now we got Xbox up here working on their lineup. So hey,
the end is near.
The end of this current gen is near. We're getting ready to gearing up for the next gen. Ryoko, I see you. She says, I just won my 50th solo game of Fortnite. Nicktendo is my lucky charm. You're welcome. It says, I'm looking forward to the Dorito. Yo, that's funny. That's funny. But I think they're gonna have a big role. Xbox is gonna have a big role coming up, and they're working on their next gen. I'm ready. I'm ready for the next gen. And next bit of quick hitter news. Let's not just call this. Yeah, this is part of the quick hitter news, and then we'll get to the big show, quote big show. But Anthem, according to people here, they will not have cross-platform, and the kicker here is at launch. So the caveat there is at launch. So no crossplay for Anthem at launch. So they're probably going to be working on it later. All that good stuff. And so there you have it. That's it for the quick hitter news. And then of course we're going to do now why YouTube with Super Andrew, but we're gonna do the big news. I kind of want to get into this because this news is great for me.
Huge.
And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get into the big show. Just go. Oh my goodness. So for y'all who don't know what I'm talking about. So let's just start with this real quick. And this is my favorite news of the day. Not even the Nintendo program news. We're not even gonna talk. That's next. But this news right here made me happy. Mass Effect. You guys don't know me, and you should know me. Mass Effect is my favorite franchise of all time. Yes, it is. Mass Effect is my favorite franchise of all time. Mass Effect Andromeda came out 2 years ago? Last year, 2017. And let's just say this: it was a solid game, but it was a disappointment. Okay, there were some issues with the game. The story was kind of bland. The characters were bland. The story writing was The project was ambitious with the open world aspect that they were doing. I loved that part of it. Gameplay was solid. But when you have an RPG, I mean, you're gonna have to have a good story and whatnot. And it was a disappointment. Let's just say this the least. And it didn't perform well. And so, in August of 2017, last year, EA just said, "Hey, no more support. It's done. So you're not gonna get the DLC. You're not getting anything like that." Well, then shortly after that, guess who came back to work at BioWare? Mass Effect's, hero, Casey Hudson. He was the guy who was behind it. He was also the guy who came up with the idea for Anthem. He left for whatever reason, but then came back to work on Anthem. And so in a blog post, he was saying that Mass Effect is not dead. They still have plans. The reason why they came out with that 4K patch for Andromeda was because they still have plans for Mass Effect. Now that he's back, he's not going to let it die. And I love this news. I'm just saying, this news makes me happy. You all don't understand. Mass Effect is huge. I'm looking forward to Anthem, but nothing's going to replace Mass Effect for me. Not even Anthem will. And thank you, Casey Hudson. Thank God. And I figured when he came back, I didn't think that would be the end for Mass Effect. My only thing is with BioWare, if Anthem is a failure, I think BioWare could go under, and I think EA could just kind of strip them of everything. Andrew, what do you think about this news?
I think it's huge. Mass Effect's a big series, and there was a Mass Effect game on the Wii U, right? I think.
Is there one? Maybe it was 3. I think maybe 3. I don't know though. I don't know.
Maybe
off the top of my head.
Switch.
Somebody probably knows.
Title in there too.
Maybe. If they brought back the Mass Effect trilogy for the Switch, that would be sick. The original 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch, I'd buy it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'd buy it all over again, and I'd play all of them all over again on the Switch, just because I'm that big of a Mass Effect fan. But like I said, man, whenever I was so hyped for Andromeda, we waited what 2012 to 25 years for another game, and it was actually in my top 5 games of 2017. If you go to a video from from last year when I started the channel, that was like my top 5 games of 2017. Mass Effect was up there, and I really enjoyed the game. I understood that it was a disappointment, but I put so many hours into the game and I loved the game so much, regardless of its flaws, that it was still in my top 5 game. It's not a bad game at all. And so, yeah, man, this news, BioWare, please don't die. That's all I gotta say. EA, please don't kill BioWare. Please don't. Please don't. They got Dragon Age, they got Mass Effect, they got Anthem. Just leave them alone. That's all I got to say. But we all know EA cannot keep their fingers off of projects. And so, fingers crossed for Mass Effect. Fingers crossed for Mass Effect. And then the big news, which released last night. And so this is actually ties into the why YouTube, but we'll just talk about this first. Nintendo has removed and changed their guidelines for content creators on the internet, Twitch and YouTube, which is the majority of their content creators, honestly, is Twitch and YouTube. But it used to be that Nintendo didn't allow you to monetize your own videos through YouTube or Twitch. You had to sign up on their creators program, and then they would monetize your videos for you. And let's be honest, the monetization was dookie butter. It was awful. It was not good. And creators were mad about this. Creators have been mad about this. And I mean, this program was been up since what? It's been up for a while. Let's put it that way. And so finally for us content creators, starting in December, so that's what, 2 days away? Starting in December, Nintendo will be removing their policies for the creators program. You are now allowed to monetize your own videos. That's Let's Plays, that's live streams, that's whatever. You are now allowed to monetize your own videos, on YouTube and Twitch with their content. That is huge. You guys don't understand in the chat how huge this is for us. Like, for real. Like, I know for a fact that if you streamed a game on YouTube, they would copyright claim that so fast. It was not good. It was not good. And for Nintendo to do this, for Nintendo to remove this program and now allow monetization, this is big. This is big. Especially for people like, I know, I don't want to throw her out there, but I know she talked about it. Yellow Kazoo specifically. Yellow Kazoo, who is one of my favorite YouTubers right now. She streams games on YouTube. She is a streamer on YouTube. She doesn't make videos. She streams live content, and she streams a lot of Nintendo games, and she streams their events. She told me, like, look, I don't get anything, and she's monetized, but she didn't get anything. This changes for YouTubers like her. This changes huge for YouTubers like her, for YouTubers like Abaddon, for YouTubers like the Video Gamer. Just
it'll be you soon too.
Yeah, I mean, and even for me on Twitch.
Yeah, that's Twitch.
This is big. I can't lie. And so, thank you, YouTube. That's all we can really say as content creators. Is thank you, YouTube, for this. We really do not YouTube. Thank you, Nintendo, for this. Thank you, Nintendo, for this. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, this is great. This is a good step forward for Nintendo to sort of healing men's with the YouTube community, because it was not good for a while. I mean, what do you think, Andrew? Like, this is big.
Oh, it's huge. I know a lot of even people with 20,000 subs can't make any money off their videos because Nintendo takes all the ad revenue from it, and this is huge. So you don't have to feel afraid to upload a Nintendo video now. You can just do it whatever you want. So it's not restricting anymore.
Right.
And I think it's a great thing for content creators.
Right. Be More Akuma says, I guess one can give kudos to the new president of Nintendo of Japan, and of course it's totally meant for Smash. 100%.
Oh, for sure.
100%. 100%. But as I said, it's not just on YouTube, it's Twitch too. And so Twitch, for me, anywhere. On Twitch is big, especially for me, since most of my streaming content's on Twitch, and that's where I'm really hitting big. And so, yes, big news from Nintendo. No content, no program, no creators program, nothing that. Now we can monetize our own stuff. Thank you, Nintendo. We all thank you. It's been about time. Raiko says it's about time Nintendo removed their creators program. Nintendo really held open their their cheeks.
It's a
let some
fart
farts out of their that's awesome. We love you, Rag. We love you. So that'll do it for the news there. And so let's just like normally I have this big overlay for why YouTube, but it's not been working out. I've had some technical difficulties.
That's all right
with everything. So I mean, there's no cutscene or anything. So why YouTube? So there you go. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this, man. Super Andrew, just say hello to everybody because I didn't like give you like a proper intro.
Oh, that's okay. My name's Andrew. My channel's right here, Super Andrew 64. Sure. I do a lot of product reviews, and that's something I take pride in now. I feel like I really go in depth with my reviews, and I do live streams as well. Every Wednesday, I try to stream a Wii or Wii U game called Wii U Wednesdays. If you want to check out my channel, you can go ahead and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well, and Twitch.
There you go. So let's just start this. Let's just start the question because I asked everybody who's been on this whole why YouTube segment. Why did you pick YouTube? Like, why did you say, "Hey, I want to start a YouTube channel"?
Why YouTube? The reason I started this channel is because I love video games. That's no secret. Like over the years, I've it's actually like from 2 years worth of stuff, and just it's actually funny because I had a friend about 2 years ago sell me. I mean, I had some like retro video games like I didn't play and I didn't want them, so I sold them to him. But then for some reason that left a spark in me, saying like, why did I do that? Like why did I do that? And then I was on YouTube and I didn't realize the gaming community on YouTube was huge. Like there are so many YouTubers out there. There's like RG, like a lot of influence I take is from like RGT85, beat 'em ups, Metal Jesus. Like just those guys, like, and they just love talking about video games, and that's something I want to do as well. I love playing video games. I love talking about video games, and just I love video games, and
right.
All this stuff is like from I do have stuff from before, but most of the stuff is like 2 years like accumulating, and it's just it makes me really happy, and I love video. I love video games.
Right. Like I not just video games, but games. I see Monopoly in the background.
Yeah, like anything gaming related.
I see a guitar in the background. So
yeah.
There you go. There you go. So like, yeah, I mean, I agree. I was the same way. I love watching YouTube videos. I decided, man, why not? Why can't I do it? And it's fun. Like you said, you meet new people. You mean, how many people have you met through this? I mean,
I've met the reason I discovered your channel was through Smash JT and that channel help, and I would have never came across it. Just how the community is so like close with each other. It's amazing, and I love like talking video games with everyone, just playing it, and just it and honestly, like I feel like I've been searching for this like my whole life.
Right,
just,
right. There's a condition, like
not to sound corny, but
well, I mean, you don't sound corny, but like I said, when you growing up, like when you grow up and traditionally, people my age and your age, like growing up and you play games, like people are like, you're a nerd, why you play video games, you're a loser, all this stuff. And then and it's funny because now video games are like more like pop culture mainstream now, just a little bit more so. But like growing up for us, like we never had a whole lot of friends to like play games with, like especially me being in a small town. Like I would never grew up in the city, but me being in such a small town, never had a lot of friends to talk video games with. It was just me and maybe a handful of us, hanging out, all that stuff. I mean, I'm still fake man, I'm still a nerd, dog. I'm just saying, like growing up though, like you, fake man, I know how young you are. Video games are more prominent in your generation than they were in mine. Let's just be real about that. And so, and just another thing to add to that, like the history of video games is so rich. There's so much history in each company, whether like Sega, I've come to, I have like a soft spot for Sega now because they really pushed the envelope by competing with Nintendo back in the 80s and 90s. Because if they didn't make, like, the Master System was okay, but the Genesis really pushed the Super Nintendo to its limits. And if Sega didn't compete with Nintendo, I don't think Nintendo would be like they are today. So there's there's history. Like I love the history. I'm not a history guy, but for some reason the video game history really hits home. Let's just be real. That Sega and Nintendo console generation was possibly the best as far.
And now you have Sega games on Nintendo platform, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, right, which is crazy. All right, so let me just ask this question here. So, whenever you go to make a video, whenever you you get an idea, boom, idea pops in your head. What inspires you to start the video? Like I said, you do a lot of product reviews, and I know that you are always on looking up video game deals, which is crazy. You're always on there looking up video game deals. But so, like, what inspires you to make a video? And then after you get the inspiration, what is your process? I know it's kind of a twofold answer, but yeah, go ahead.
What inspires me, sometimes it's just looking at something, be like, I can make a video on this. Or if it's getting something new, just be like, I gotta share this with people. Like the other day I did a review on this, the Elgato capture card here. And I just thought to myself, I don't need a second monitor for this. And I don't think a lot of people don't know that, because with a lot of capture cards, you need a second monitor. And I just have a 1 monitor setup because there's no input lag with this at all. And so like, I gotta share this with people so they know. And I try to go in depth with it and just give every bit of information I can so people are comfortable making that purchase. And what was the second part of the question? Sorry. So
what is your process? Like whenever you start the video, do you do your voiceover first? Like so what is the process? Do you write a script? Do you do a script? Do you do everything freelance? Like, how's it go?
With me, before I tried writing scripts, but I felt like I was very robotic. Like I still feel like I am robotic, but like I just felt like robotic. And I usually just I put the camera in front of me. I sometimes take like 15, 20 takes, try to get it right. And I just kind of wing it in a way. But I do try to write stuff down before like I speak and just know what I'm talking. I can't go up and talk about something if I don't know like anything about it.
Yes. I've done that, bro. You don't even understand. Like when I first started doing these videos, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing I decided to myself was I'm never going to write a script. That was the first thing right off the bit. I'm not writing a script ever. I'm gonna just do me. I'm gonna put my video out there and whatever. But in that decision, I made a big mistake of not making bullet points. That's what I would tell people. The most important thing would be make bullet points to whatever it is you're making. 100%. Because I used to do these videos where I would start and I'd start my first point and I think I can remember it in my head, but you never do. But I thought I could remember it in my head, and then I'd stop it and I go back and listen to it or whatever, and then I'd be like, what did I just say? You know what I mean? Like, what was I just talking about? And then it would cause me to spend more time on a video than I should have. Like, I would say something, go back. And that was only because I was like, I'm never going to write a script because I'll sound robotic. But then also in that, you have to make sure there's structure to that. And so for me, right now, if I hardly do creative content anymore. I probably should, but most everything I do is live now. But whenever I did, I made sure there was bullet points in my notes. Hit this note, and then when I hit it, I would check it off. Okay, we're done with that part. And that was the best process for me in making videos. That's the big one, man. Like, don't script, but make sure everything's in order. That's like the big one.
And then I may start a channel, but I only have small boobs, so I probably won't get a lot of views.
Ryoko, hey, chill. Hey, you know what? I'd watch your videos. Let's be real.
Yeah, another thing with YouTube, like if you're gonna start your own YouTube channel, make sure gaming, whatever it is, make sure you talk about stuff that you want to talk about. Because with me, like there's a lot of things in the video game world that doesn't really interest me, and if I'm not into it, I'm not gonna seem like ecstatic about it or anything. Like I do stuff that I want to do, not to sound selfish, but if my heart's not in it, you're not gonna like it.
100%. That's why on my channel I talk about the same things over and over again. I'm a very simple person. Let's just be honest. That's why I talk about the same things over and over again, because those are the things that I like. And I mean, if you don't like it, there's other YouTubers out there that talk about things that you like. That's just how I am right now. But I agree. Yes, you gotta like.
It's your channel. To talk about it. You do what you want. That's one big thing. And another thing is that, like, even I try to do trending stuff like here and there, and I noticed that those do get a lot more views. Like, for example, the when Nintendo rescheduled that Direct, I did like a short 45-second video just explaining that it's been rescheduled, and that thing got like 11,000 views, and I was just in shock because I put like no effort into that. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be known for like just capitalizing on like the trending things, even though it does interest me. I still want to do stuff that I want to do. It's yeah, basically I just do what I want to do.
Salty's Gaming, I see you, bro. Okay, Salty's Gaming's in here. My bad, didn't see you before. Ed's in here. B More Kuma says, I'm still sitting on $13 that I can't cash from my YouTube channel. Old videos of a Let's Play in Japan. I may have to relaunch again to get my money. Oh man. So yeah, like that's one thing I will say, like being yourself 100% important. And we've talked about this on many, but that seems to be the common theme on these things. There's nothing worse than following the trend because you feel like you have to. Yeah.
Like there has been times where I was just like at home, like I haven't made a video in like a week and I don't know what to talk about, and like my channel's gonna go down, and like just like all these things ran through my head. But then I took a second and I'm like, this is my channel. I do what I want. If you don't like it, then watch someone else. Like there's no need to stress over it. It's like I'm not making any money off of this or anything. It's just I'm doing this for fun.
It sounds it sounds arrogant when you say it, but it does for sure. But that's the attitude you have to have in these things, because like if you owe it to your audience to make content, right? You owe it to your audience to be entertaining. You owe it to your audience to be engaging. You owe it to your audience to be good at what you do. But at the same time, which sounds arrogant, you don't owe your audience anything, if that makes sense. I don't know how, like yes, you owe your audience because they come and watch you. Like everybody in the chat, I appreciate everybody that comes and watches these NDNs every day. Ryoko, Ed, Salty, Mighty Ryan, Akuma, like Gabe Guerrero, people, Jake and Bacon. Like I appreciate everybody that comes in here, right? Like 100%, and I owe y'all. Like, but at the same time, you know, like if some kid comes in here and was like, "Why don't you like this?" Is here we go. Okay, here's the example. So I get a lot of people that come in here and ask me, because for a while there during the summer, I streamed a lot of Splatoon because I just got Splatoon and I was enjoying playing Splatoon. And so I constantly play Splatoon, right? And I got a lot of subscribers from streaming here, right? But then after a while, I got tired of Splatoon, right? I was tired of it. I started playing it. It was getting annoying. It was annoying playing Splatoon. I didn't like getting my butt kicked by 9-year-old kids. Like, just things happen, right? And so every time, why don't you stream Splatoon? 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 Well, if you don't stream Splatoon, I'm gonna unsubscribe. It's like, okay, then unsubscribe. I'm not streaming Splatoon. That's the example that I mean. I don't owe people stuff like that when people come in here like that. But I do owe everybody in the chat my thanks, you know, for coming in. And that's the one thing you gotta know. Like, you don't owe your audience anything, but you do. You gotta do what you love doing. You know, like I do. Like I only have about 150 subs, but every time I do like a live stream or even someone comments, like I really appreciate that, because I'm a smaller channel and just every view counts, and it just really means a lot that someone takes the time out of their day to watch my thing. I don't have production, like a good production value or anything. I use this is what I use to film. I use my iPhone and my webcam to film, and my iPhone's an iPhone 6, so the camera on it is trash. But I just want to get my stuff out there, and I just make use of what I have, and I appreciate everyone that comes and watches it. Hey man, I just stream, like we're in the same boat. Like there's a video that I did. It was hilarious because I did a video about Nintendo. What was Nintendo talking about? Oh, they weren't going to focus on making a new Switch rendition. There was an article after that said Nintendo's going to focus on peripherals, and this is before the Labo came out. Yeah, and it said Nintendo's going to focus on peripherals to bolster sales, not a new Switch rendition. And I made a edited intro to the video because I was going to discuss it, and I had to use my webcam here, and then I had to put my iPhone here, and you could just tell the difference between the quality of camera, and it was hilarious to me, but. You got to make do with what you make do. That's for sure. And so next question. Who are some of your favorite larger YouTubers? So like the RGT85s and the Spawn. Like who are some of your favorites there?
Yeah, like Spawnwave, Metal Jesus. Just trying to think of the top of my head now. Beat 'em ups. I'm trying to think. It's slipping my mind now because I watch so many of them.
Yeah, beat him.
Oh, Lazy Game Reviews I like. Oh, and another one that I just recently got into is, you ever watch My Life in Gaming?
No, I have not.
They make excellent videos. They just made a video the other day. It's an hour just of third-party controllers, and I was hooked in. Their production value is so good. And like, they only have like 100 and something thousand subscribers, but they deserve like a way more. And go check out My Life in Gaming. They are so good.
You know who's another? They're growing now. They're growing bigger and bigger. Is the Pixel Game Squad? They used to be called the Superhero Game Squad. Now they're the Pixel Game Squad. But they're up and coming. They're some of my favorites. For me, Spawn Wave, of course, RGT85. You know, the big ones right now. Player Essence. Dreamcast guy, all those, but like,
that's good.
For me right now, some of my favorites, of course, back in the day, and he's finally back, Shokio. I know that he's a big controversial one for a lot of people, but I enjoy Shokio's content. The Black Hokage and RDC World, where they do a bunch of like anime and video game skits. Love those dudes. But those are some of my big ones. What about smaller YouTubers? So we're talking, I don't know, let's just sub-range under 10,000K. Like, who are some of your small
Smash JT is a big one that comes to mind.
Smash JT is a big one.
I feel that guy he deserves a lot more subs because he puts out a lot of quality videos, and like I always watch his videos. Like, there's not one video I haven't watched of his.
Right.
I like I don't know if you heard of Rock Solid Productions.
Have not.
Okay, he's a good guy. His name's Gary. He puts on, he's about 4,000 subs, and he does a lot of product reviews and interviews, and he's a lot. His production value is really good. I like yours. Like,
okay, that's not a good answer. Don't include me, but I see what you're saying.
You do something. You stream every day. You do like these news segments. I really enjoy that. Like, I try to watch them every time in the podcast. I know I haven't been a part of it for a while, but I enjoy watching that too.
It's because you're just playing hockey right now.
Yeah.
Canadian, so I mean, it's no big deal though. You just gotta do what you gotta do, and then you'll be back. So it's no big deal.
I like Abaddon's pretty good too. Like, I enjoy watching his things, and I like doing his like little news segments.
Abaddon's great, man.
Yeah.
Abaddon is there. Saltiest Gaming, my homeboy, he's in there. Yeah. He's my favorite.
Yeah. Yellow Kazoo.
Yellow Kazoo.
Your streams are so much fun.
I don't That sounds mean when I say this. I don't understand why I like her channel so much, because it sounds mean.
No, I know.
She's funny, she's entertaining, and it's not an act. Like, that's the one thing that I love about her, is that it's not an act. Like, that's just who she is. Like, she's just that
very genuine,
goofy and funny and ditzy. Like, I love it. I absolutely love Yellow Kazoo. Smash JT, obviously.
And funny you say, because I actually discovered Yellow Kazoo through you, so I wouldn't have never found her.
There you go.
It's a community.
Yeah, there you go. Your player too. Everybody that's on the Chillcast, Abaddon's Chillcast, always. Rob,
Chips.
Report, Chips.
I like Chips live stream. He tracks a lot of people.
Everybody, Jake, and even though Jake, you don't make very much content, you kind of rarely do stuff, but I love Jake and Bacon. He's a good dude, good supporter of the channel as well. And yeah, like, that's really all I can say really right now in the community. I'm trying to think of some others. Oh, Oak City Gamers. That's another one of my favorites. Oak City Gamers.
Witchcraft too.
Witchcraft, thank you.
Yes.
But Oak City Gamers, for me, the first time I watched one of their videos, I was like, these guys are awesome. Like, they need to have more views. Like, the way they edited the Goofy, Matt, Joel, and then now I can't remember forgive me, I don't remember the new guy's name that they just got. But I love their content. Jenkins says, I streamed last week. Where were you? I didn't get the notification, man.
Gotta turn the bell. Gotta click the bell.
Oh, so that's my bad, Jake. That's my bad. But Jake, I love Jake, man. And so that's it for the question here. So this is the last question, and I ask this every podcast, and but you always have to ask it. What are the plans for the channel moving forward? Do you have any ideas that you're working on? Do you have anything that you're working on for improvements? Like, what do you got going on for the channel?
Improvements, I still being in front of a camera, I still have to improve on. As for, I want to start doing another segment. I think I'm going to do like Sega Saturday or Sega Sunday.
Ooh.
Just where I'll play like a random Sega, whether it's a Sega game or like a Sega console.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool.
That's actually a good idea. I used to do old school Sundays, and I wish I could go back to do those, but I used to do old school Sundays where I would play an old game, and those are always fun. Those always do pretty decent, so you should probably do that.
Yeah, and as for future content, just whatever comes to mind, and I think I just got a third-party PS4 controller that's actually really, really good, and it's like under $30, and I'll probably talk about that next week. And whatever the future holds.
Right, man. I will say this much, bro. Like you keep doing these product reviews because you do good product reviews, and I find a lot of and it's not even the kind of product like you're not doing all these popular ones. You're like doing some stuff that like are actually quality things out there. Like the headphones one, wouldn't have known about those headphones. I'm still gonna look at copping those. And then the GameCube one that you did, great. Like, and like the detail that you do is pretty good. So I will say that much, man. Like, keep doing it because you do have some good finds out there, as well as the deal finds. Like, yeah, that's for sure. Those deal finds are good.
With the deal, I know my most of my viewers are American because I'm Canadian, but with the deal finds, I follow this guy on Twitter. He's like the Wario 64, but I do follow Wario 64, but it doesn't really apply to me because I can't get any of those deals. Right. But whenever like when that guy tweets his Twitter's L Babins, and whenever he tweets something, like I usually like pick it up for whatever. Yeah, that's another thing. Video gaming is very expensive. Like it's very, very, very.
That's an understatement.
So I've made a pact to myself. I will never pay full price for any game because I think it's in here Canadian dollars. Games almost come to like $100, which is ridiculous to me. So I've made a rule. If something, I will pay like $60. $60 is like my threshold, and I just want to enjoy everything I have. I don't want to worry about like, oh, this is costing me so much. And especially with retro gaming too, like a lot of stuff you can get for pretty cheap. So if you want to get some good quality out of that, then you can try some retro games. And yeah.
What about indie games? Are you a big indie gamer?
Not really. I know I should get into it. I did download Undertale the other day, but
did you play it?
I should get into
Did you play it though?
I haven't played it yet.
Bro,
I've been playing Pokemon.
I understand that. I understand 100%. But yeah, you need to get on that Undertale.
I know.
Because let me tell you something about Undertale. I am very upset at myself for not playing that game sooner. That game is a treasure, and you need to get on that. I love that game so much, dude.
I will.
100%. All right, so that's gonna do it for Why YouTube. That is Super Andrew 64. He's a regular on the podcast on Sundays, but he hasn't been on like the last 3 Sundays because he's been playing hockey. and you know, I understand if I played in a flag football league or something like that, and I would probably be playing flag football because I love football. So I understand that 100%. But either way, bro, I really do appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Being here, man. Last minute, obviously. Next week, I'm going to have my buddy Mr. Boomstick XL from Double Barrel Gaming. He's going to be on here. That's going to be a lot of fun. I love Boomstick. Good dude. So be on the lookout for that, everybody. Just a shout out to everybody in the chat. Abaddon, Ryoko, Dakin Bacon, Akuma, Saltiest Gaming, the Fake Mate, everybody that stopped by, man. Gabe Guerrero, all y'all. I really do appreciate every single one of y'all. Before we get out of here, there are hoodies in the merch store.
Ooh.
So if you want to get a hoodie or a long sleeve sweatshirt for winter, they're in there. Check out the link in the description box. Also, Discord, that's one big thing I always talk about. Join the Discord so you can come hang out. And if you want to support the channel, there's always things such as, you know, just Patreon and Streamlabs and all that stuff. If you really want to support the channel, appreciate y'all. Courtney says stream Splatoon. No, I will not stream Splatoon, not for a long time. But as I mentioned, this is Nicktendo and the man, Super Andrew. We appreciate y'all. Always good to be here. Yeah. Let me find this thing. See you later, Dad. All right. See you guys later. We out of here.
That was fun.